did you go out and kill that animal? You should have gone to the grocery store and got meat where nothing was harmed. No, leave the dog in here. Don't you bite me.
She didn't even get in front of the camera.
No, she didn't. She didn't make it out here. You ain't no kill dog, are you? No, you're not no mean dog.
Hey, looky there. Look what we got there.
You like my shirt? Look at here.
We got my old YouTube stalker coming to see
there.
me.
Look at there.
That's awesome. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm good.
Hey, we
It's
got
like a legendary place.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I grew up here.
He wouldn't even fit inside the bunker, so. Well, I know Josh did. But yeah, we got Daniel from Arms Family Homestead with Houston somewhere around there. Yeah, Houston's the star of the channel. He just does the editing for Houston, you might say. But he stopped by, went and seen Taylor up there at the lake. They come down to see us and see the new house build and all that. So we're gonna do a little video for you guys here in a little bit, and hope you guys enjoy the video.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I think it's pretty cool. So I told DJ when I pulled in, I feel like I've been here 1,000 times, but never actually seen it.
That's awesome. I'm gonna put him on a weed eater, and we'll see how he does.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to get short.
I'm really like 6 foot, and he's like 6'7", so I look shorter. But hey, you guys see the pigs back here. Daniel, I've been talking to Daniel for a couple years now about getting his own pigs to raise. So while he's out here, he's like, well, I want to see your setup. What's it take to actually raise some pigs? And you've guys seen my setup before. We'll go over it a little bit with Daniel, and you can see the pigs back here. They're loving it. We've let them out recently to free range, and this one's going after the camera. They love the tripod. It's crazy.
That one back there is hilarious.
Oh, look at her.
Found her a nice wet muddy spot back there to lay in.
Look at her. So Daniel, after seeing my setup, it's basic. You know, you've known that I've raised my pigs she will not leave me alone. Look at her. Okay, so Daniel's seen the setup, and you've seen this. I've raised them forever in this little pen, and they do great. And I know one of the things you asked me was, how are they doing on this open grass? And if you guys could see, let's get back here, Dan, so we can see the pigs. Okay. You can see they are absolutely, there's a shadow, or I can't tell, but whatever. You can see them back there.
Yeah, they're running around here in the grass. That was my question, is, you know, you've raised them in this small pen forever, but recently you just started turning them out on grass, and I'd always kind of wondered, how come you didn't not just expand their pen, but turn them out here on grass and try to use your perimeter fence and your hot wire fence and all that? And I was kind of curious how that's been panning out for you since they've been out, had a little more room to roam around.
Now it's going awesome. They're always happy, but you could tell they just love roaming around like animals should really probably get to. Right. And I'm a big advocate. I'm for people raising in pens. I mean, because you don't have to have, like he's talking about, you don't have to have a lot of land to raise these animals. So if you just have a quarter acre, you can raise these things in a pen. But if you're able to put them out on grass, I'm for it now. After these last 2 or 3 weeks, I'm for putting them out there. They love it. They're getting the bugs. They're rooting around, getting the bugs, eating the grass, the weeds, and I think it's a good thing. What do you think? I mean,
I think it's great. I was kind of curious. I wanted to see. I have a problem with wild pigs on my property. We've talked about that a lot. We've trapped a few wild pigs, and everybody says, well, why don't you just eat the wild ones instead of raising your own? I've eaten some wild pigs, but there's a huge difference.
There's a big difference in
eating a wild pig and a domestic pig.
Yeah, absolutely there is.
But I wanted to see, just to kind of prove to myself, really, they're not out here just rooting everything up. There's a few places where they've rooted, but they've been out here on this pasture for a couple weeks, and they're not just digging holes everywhere. They're not doing like the wild pigs do on my property and come in and root.
You probably get like 60 to 70 to come through there and do that. You got 2 or 3 like I do. They're not going to mess your land up in 2 weeks or like he said, there's a few spots that it was already bare there, but there's so much grass out here, and they're over there in the hay right now, an old hay bale, and they'll push it over every couple of days and get the bugs up from underneath there.
Digging up worms.
Yeah, hey,
and
let's get a zoom in on Brandy and your wife. Yeah, Brandy, look at that pig's big. Brandy, they're pig talking now, I guess. How much they love bacon. Look at that.
it's gonna be in trouble. His wife does not like to be on camera, and he's like secretively sneaking her in a few shots here and there.
She doesn't watch that. No, she probably does. But okay, yeah, so that's the thing, Dan. You know, you got like 100, 110 acres out there. Obviously, you have the room to do it, but we're talking talking before, you don't have to have all this land to do it. Like he was saying, go check out his video. He's going to post in a few days. I might wait to post this when you post yours. That way they can go back and look. We talked about how you don't have to have all that land to do this stuff. And that's one thing I've always pushed. Even with his goats, he's the goat man on YouTube. I mean, the goat man. If you guys want to know anything about goats, go ask him. Sheep, you can ask me. I got a few answers. Don't know everything, but he knows everything about goats. And he's got a lot of connections out with Sulphur, Oklahoma, around there.
Sulphur, Oklahoma. Yep, South Central Oklahoma.
There's a lot of people that raise Kiko.
Kiko goat. Well, there's not a lot. Kiko goats are a meat goat breed that originated in New Zealand. And the reason I went with Kikos is because they're way more hardy. Most people, when they think of meat goats, they think of boar, the white goat with a red head. They're basically, if anybody that's showing goats, that's what everybody, that's kind of the standard across the country is boars. Boars are very high maintenance. They get really bad pest problems. They get a lot of internal parasites, worms and things. They're not great mothers. They just have a lot of problems. So you have to trim their hooves all the time. Kikos are like they used to be a feral goat in New Zealand, so they can basically survive on their own.
Yeah.
I have to put very little into them. With goats, I'm not trying to make a fortune. I use them to keep my trees trimmed up. They keep all the brush trimmed up from about 6 foot high down. I don't have a lot of grass where I'm at. It's mostly timber. So the goats come in there and they just clear everything up for us.
Heck yeah.
And if I had my property set up a little better, I could rotate them. They do a better job. But we love to hunt on our property, so it makes it, they kind of keep it cleaned up so that you can see through the timber and you can hunt and things. But the Kiko goats are a meat goat that really don't have to put much into them. Throw them out there on your property. In the wintertime, I feed them a little bit.
Yeah.
But in the spring, summer, fall, I really feed them very little at all, unless I've got them pinned up for a little while for some reason.
See,
they're an awesome breed.
The Kiko goats are a lot like the Dorper sheep I have. Pretty much, they seem identical, but one's a goat, one's a sheep.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Dorpers. Usually, if you have a good, if you can cull them out to get where they shed all their winter wool, they shed the Dorpers shed them. But just like Daniel was saying with the Dorper sheep, they're very parasite resistant. They're great mothers. I've had I think I had 20 head at one time, and I had to pull one lamb. Yeah. And that's usually, I mean, and they were first-year mothers, so I mean that's awesome for first-year mothers. So if you guys are looking for goats, he's the goat guy to go check out. So go check out Arms Family Homestead. And like we were talking about, he's asking about these pigs. I hope you get pigs in the future because I know your family will love. They will love raising them. I know my kids do. You can see Brandy's out here entertaining DJ. So she might go home and get some pigs now. What do you think?
I've raised pigs before. When I was a kid, we showed pigs. They're super smart. I mean, pigs to me are probably one of the most intelligent farm animals I know that you could raise. I mean, old Jesse over there, I mean, as fun as he is, a steer is to have around, and the beef is good to put in the freezer, cows aren't real smart. No. But a pig is a very intelligent animal, and they all have super cool personalities. And that's, you know, even though we're going to be putting these animals in the freezer, we enjoy them. We raise them because we want it done right. We want to know where our food comes from.
Yes, absolutely.
And you guys feel the same way.
Oh yeah, you know what you're putting into that animal.
That's right, that's right. And they're part of the family while they're here on Earth. We treat them right, we do them right, and then we put them in the freezer, and we know what we're eating. You
know, that's I've had a lot of vegans come onto my channel and personally attack me for raising our own animals. Well, I have a cousin that's a vegan, and my uncle, his dad, was telling me a story there like 2 weeks ago about how, you know, you're a vegan, but don't you know that how many bugs and insects and stuff they have to kill to harvest them vegetables with hurt, you know what I mean? It was funny. Yeah. I'm not attacking vegans by any means, but I think it's just funny. I don't know how I got on the vegan side. I just like talking about vegans sometimes.
Even aside from vegans, it's just, you know, both you and I, our channels are really made, I think, to kind of help educate people that what we're doing is not difficult. It takes a little bit of room, a little bit of money to get started, but it's not difficult. But, you know, yesterday when Taylor and I were cleaning fish, there was a lot of little kids running around, and kids are kids. They're curious and intrigued. And one of the little girls walked up and was probably, I'm not sure, 4 or 5 years old, and we're fixing to start filleting fish because we're fixing to have a fish fry.
Yeah.
We were at the lake, caught a bunch of catfish. We're gonna fillet them and cook them. And the little girl says, "Why are you gonna kill that catfish and clean it?" I said, "Because we're gonna have a fish fry and we're gonna cook the meat. You know, it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna eat it. We know where it came from. You know." And she said, well, I don't think that's not very nice. You shouldn't kill that catfish. You should go to the grocery store and buy fish there. And it took me a few minutes to explain to her, listen, all meat, if you eat any kind of meat, some animal died. Just because you buy it at the grocery store.
Hey, even vegetables, you buy vegetables at the...
But what I'm getting at though is, I know she's a little kid, but I still have adults that come onto my YouTube channel and say, why did you go out and kill that animal? You should have gone to the grocery store and got meat where nothing was harmed. Guys, it's the world we live in these days. I think you and I are doing our part to try to help educate people that food is food. We know it's food, but there's work that goes into making it and producing it.
Yeah.
And we want to share
that
knowledge.
The way me and you do our things, it's way, in my opinion, way more humane than they do on those big farms in California.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's a feedlot where they got 100 head in 1 acre, and they're just, I mean,
yep.
And all of you guys know, most of you guys already know all this, but it's the people who don't know. That's like he said, we try to educate people. And you can see how happy our pigs are, just roaming around doing what they want. Even in the pig pen, when we got them in the pig pen, they're happy. They got food, water. They don't have to worry in the world. So, I mean, it's a win-win. Either way, you're able to raise your own animals to put on your plate and also educate your children. This is where your food comes from. It doesn't come from a grocery store. Because we both know in Oklahoma, we get ice storms, tornadoes. Our power can go out at any time in Oklahoma. It's weird. What do they say about Oklahoma? If you don't like the weather, wait 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So when the electric goes out and you can't go to the grocery store and get your meat, we were able to provide for our family that way. So I keep my kids' mindset where they know. Even my wife, she wasn't all into this until I started doing it, and I educated her on it. So I mean, it's a great thing.
My wife wasn't either on a lot of things until she tasted the difference. That's one thing I talk about on my channel a lot. Whether it's tomatoes, cucumbers, or pork, or beef, the taste difference. Once you raise your own and you start seeing what homegrown taste is compared to grocery store taste.
No comparison.
No comparison. So.
Hey, look, they're coming to say hi to you. Hey, but we're going to go ahead and close this video out. We got to go do some creek. What are we doing? We're going to go eat some shrimp and stuff like that.
You invited us up for a shrimp boil down at the creek somewhere.
So we're going to go.
Used to hanging out at the creek. So.
Yeah, he goes on vacation all the time. He's used to hanging out at the ocean, really. But anyways, you can see the pig come back here. Hey guys, if you guys got any questions about pigs or anything like Daniel's raised them a long time ago, and I think he's gonna get them in the future. I think I got him sold.
Eventually,
on it now.
I think we probably.
Yeah. Will. Hey, if I ever start raising the red wattles full time, that's what I'm wanting to do is raise red wattles full time. I'll have to bring you some down there. How about we do that?
Awesome. Sounds great.
You see that? All right, guys. Hey, thanks for watching the video. I hope you guys liked. I hope you guys like seeing Daniel on my video. Even though he's just a little bit taller than me, I got to raise him up a little bit.
I'm trying to stay back there so it doesn't look so obvious. I'm like,
hey, you're not as tall as Josh though. Josh is a freaking giant.
Josh from Stony Ridge Farm. I'm like,
yeah, he's like 6'3". What are you?
I'm about 6'3".
6'3", and he's like this much tall.
Yeah, Josh is probably 6'7".
Here they come again, the pigs. But look how happy they are. They're awesome.
Yeah.
But hey, go check out Daniel from Arms Family Homestead. A lot of you guys have probably already subscribed to him. But if you're not, go check him out. You guys will really like what he's got going on. Thanks for watching. Smash that like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, that one's like 3 weeks older. But look how much bigger.
Yeah, that was big.